Hello everyone, welcome to MyAuctionVerse. Today I'm going to show you how our site works. So let's begin. I have already created my account. Also, if you are facing any issues with our site, you can always contact us using the support option here. We usually respond within 1 day. So in case you also want any features or anything added, you can always contact us through this support option. So let's go to the dashboard page now. So this is your admin dashboard. Here you can change all settings related to your auction. So let's first start with adding our teams. So let's add two random teams. We will add random details here. You can also upload your team logo, but I won't do it because I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, we have one team, and this will be our second team. Okay, our two teams are added. So let's start with adding our players now. So you have three options to add your players. One is using the manual option. You can add players using manually. Like let's add a player, and you can see the roles you have for your sport. I choose the cricket as my sport, and I got the roles according to it. If you choose, for example, say football or anything, you will get roles according to that sport. So let's choose all rounder and let's select randomly, and let's add it. Okay, you can see we added our first player with the manual method. The second option is using the submission link. Like you can send the submission link to our users and they will get a player registration form. And from here, they can fill their details and everything, let's say, and also they can also upload their photos in here. Okay, you can see we added our second player. Okay, the player has updated. And the third option is like if you say, for example, don't want to upload one by one or anything. I know a lot of you people use Google Forms to register data. So you can convert that Google Form into a CSV and then you can upload it here. With this method, you can upload thousands of players with one click. Let's say I have a template. In this template, I have put three players and you can see with one click, I have uploaded all those players. You can, I know you will be confused like what fields we have to put for the CSV. You can always download our template and you will get the idea how you can upload it. Also, our support is always available to you. We'll always be here to help you. So the third, now that we have added our players, oh, okay, let's me first show you the manage roster. Once you have added your players, in this page, you can see all your players that you added. You can assign star players. I know there is a feature where you retain previous players in a team. So you can assign the players to the team. And this won't deduct your budget. So you can directly assign a player to a team. And we will call that player a star player. And then the second thing we have in here is the tier. Like I know some players are good, some players are decent, and some maybe not that good. So you can put them in tiers. So like we can put them in tier 1 and then put them in tier 2. So what happens when you start an auction is that you can start auction from tiers. Like first tier 1 of players will come, then tier 2 players will come, or you can choose the random mode, or we have what we call a sequence mode. Like the players will come from 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Also, we have a third, one more option that is the auction based on roles. So what will happen is that first batsman will come, then fast bowlers, then spinners, and one by one, like this, the players will come. Also, like if you want to, you accidentally upload the player and want to delete it, so you can see we have a delete button and our player is deleted. So one issue we can face right now is that you can see the numbering 1, 2, and we deleted the third player. So the third number is missing. So we have a fix for that too. Like you can go to your auction settings and you can see fix numbering. So once you click fix now, it will correct the numbering on the players. And let's reload this page. Okay, you can see we have already fixed that issue. And now once I have showed you how you assign the star players to your team and everything, so let's go back to our settings. Now the next thing is going to be our auction settings tab. As you can see, In here, we can change different settings related to our auction. The first thing you can change is your auction name. You can change into anything you like. Next, you can set a schedule date and time. This is optional. It is just shown to viewers on your public page so that they know when to tune in. You can still start the auction whenever you want, regardless of this date. Then we have team purse. Team purse lets you set the budget for all teams. Let's say we keep it at, yeah, we keep it at 2 lakh points. Then we have the squad limit page. So sorry, squad limit settings. With this, you can set maximum number of players a team each team can purchase. Also, an important feature here, which is called purse guard. When you set a squad limit, the system automatically reserves enough budget for each team to fill all the remaining slots at a minimum base price. So, what this means is that if a team has, for example, say 13 slots left and the minimum base price is 2000, they must always keep at least 26,000 in reserve. This prevents any team from blowing their entire budget on 2 or 3 star players and then not being able to complete their rooster. So, this is to force all teams to complete their rooster. Then we have a max bid feature. This max bid caps how much any team can spend on a single player. So that's it. Set it at 30,000. Also, I know you people will be wondering what if two teams bid the same amount or want to go beyond that. So we have a feature for that, which I will show you in the future when we start our auction. Then we have a base price feature. You can edit base price of all your players, but you example, like if you already have uploaded your base prices using Google Forms, then I had to remind you that using this feature, it's going to edit the base price of all the players. Then let's move to the bid mode. Like we have two bidding modes here. One is manually. You type in whatever bid increment you want each time. You have full control over it. Then we have tiered mode, or we can say auto mode. So what happens in auto mode is you can define bid ranges and the increment auto adjusts. For example, let's say bids from 0 to 10,000 go up by 500, then bids from 10 to 50 go up by 1,000, or whatever increment amount you like. So let's add two increment tiers, which we will use when we start our auction. Let's say from 0 to 10,000, we increment bids by 2,000. Then once we reach 20,000, we increase it by 5,000, and beyond that, whatever you want. So also we have a small setting here which is called select on bid on team select. So what happens that whenever you click on teams when auction has started, the bid will increase. So this is an option for you. You can always choose to select it or unselect it. So let's say the settings. Okay, with this we have set our auction settings. Now let's move forward. And now let's start. So the next setting is going to be our visibility settings. By default, the options are set to private. Like if you go to our public section, public options tab, you can't see your auction right here. So once we set it to, let's say we set it to public, then anyone visiting our site can see your auction in the public or upcoming tab. If your auction is live, then it will be in the live tab. And if you haven't started yet, then it will be here. So you can always choose to disable or enable this setting. Also, you might have noticed this background. This background you can change using our customized display option. You can upload your tournament logo here and it will be shown in the background. Also, you can upload your tournament logo and we will show that tournament logo in this tab, as you can see. So now let's close these settings and move to the next part. Next feature is going to be our broadcast overlay. So if you are live streaming your auction, let's say for example you want to stream it on YouTube, Facebook, or any other streaming platform, so then this feature is for you. So you can copy this link and put it in your OBS or whatever streaming software you use. So this gives you a clean, transparent overlay that shows the current player on the block, the live bid amount, and which team is leading, all updating in real time as you run the auction. It even shows a ticker at the bottom with stats like the highest sold player and top spending team. And as you can see, this is how it will look like. The white background is going to be, for example, say the camera, whatever you are going to be showing to your audience, and this will update the roles and everything. And below you can see it will show you the highest sold players, previous sold players, and everything. Okay, let's move on to the next feature. So one of the last things I'm going to show you is the score reports. So when to use this? So once your auction is done, click on the summary reports to see the final details of the auction, like this team, what was the remaining budget on the teams, how many players were bought by the team, their most expensive players, their star players. You can see everything will be shown here, their score composition. Also, you can download their scores. As you can see, you can download it in the form of a PDF. And I know right now there is no image here, but once you start a real auction, it will show you player images here. So let's go back. Okay, this will be like all for now. Now let's start the auction. Also, I know there is a feature called auctioneer mode. I will show you this feature once we start the auction. So let's move forward. Now the last thing to do is to start the auction. And you can see once you start the auction, there are settings that are going to be locked. So you cannot add teams, you cannot add players, and you cannot change any settings once the auction has started. You can always reset the auction, but once the auction is completed, you cannot reset the auction. So for example, say you can test the auction after starting it, but make sure you don't complete it, because once the auction is completed, the reset auction is going to be disabled. Then the one thing you can do is start an unsold round. Like if you still have unsold players, there will be an option here to start the round for unsold players. So now our auction is live, so let's begin. Okay, now that the auction is live, let's go to play display. Okay, all right, the auction is live now. Let me walk you through everything you see on the screen. So right now we can see a player card on which you can see all the details related to the player, like the player image, player name, role, area, their handedness, like if he is left-handed or right-handed, their base price, the current bid. You can see all these settings here. And on the right side, you can see the teams in the auction, which are registered in the auction. You can see their max bids, like the max bid amount they can bid on a player, the total budget, which is the 2 lakh points you can see there. And below you can see the bidding controls. Now what you are going to do is that I have put the bidding mode to auto. Like I told you earlier, there are two bidding modes, one is manual and another is auto. If it was a manual bidding mode, you had to enter your bidding amount here and the number will increase by that amount. But as we have put it to auto, so the bid will increment on the stages where we have put it. So you can see this button and you can use this to increase the bid. As you can see, the current bid is increasing. And also you can see there is a keyboard shortcut thing we have made, like you can use keyboard arrows for the bidding. This will make your bidding quick and you can move at a rapid pace. Like if you are going to use your mouse, it's going to take you a lot of time to bid on players. So let's use the keyboards. You can see I'm pressing the keyboard forward key and the bid is increasing. And you can see now that I have reached 10,000, but the bid amount is going to increase because I put it to 2,000 once it goes beyond 10,000. Okay, you can see now the bid is going to increase by 2,000. Okay, you can see the bid, but as soon as we move about we can say 20,000, you can see the bid amount is going to increase to 5,000. Okay, now we can see we have reached the bid amount of 26,000. If you remember, we set the max bid of a player to 30,000. So if I try to bid again, it will show you it exceeds the limit. So now the key thing we discussed earlier, like what's going to happen once we reach the max bid, like if there are 2 or 3 teams for bidding on a player. So you can see we have an option for a tiebreaker here. So you select the teams which are bidding on the player. So what happens, this will form a wheel and you spin a wheel. So with this feature, you decide which team buys that player. You can see it's select the strikers, and you can see it shows strikers has is the current team which is bidding on a player. And now you can sell this player either using the tick button we have or using the shortcut key, which is the S on the keyboard. And you can see there's a beautiful sold animation, and it will show you which team bought the player and for how much amount. Okay, this usually stays for 2 or 3 seconds. I know there are a lot of users who are requesting for a quicker sold animation. We will edit in future, and we will give you an option to select between this and other sold models which we are going to make. And in case you want to unsell a player, you can always press U or this button. You can see the unsold button we have. Okay, it will show you a quick unsold button, and a new player will be loaded instantly. Also, for example, say you sold the team to the wrong sold a player to a wrong team, or you didn't want to unsold the previous player. So what you can do is there is a button to reset the last action. You can see undo unsold. So what happens once you do is it will bring the last player back to the block, so you can auction this player again. So let's unsold him again. Another thing is that, for example, you say a team wants to release a player at some point. Let's say we sold a player one and we want to re-auction that player now. Some team wants to release him. So what you can do is click one here, and it will show you the player assigned to that number. And what you can do is click on the bring button, and it will bring that player back to the block, and your budget will be correctly shown again. So let's sell this player again. Oh, sorry. Let me click here. Okay, let's increase the bid again, and let's sell this player to say, let's say sell it to Blazers. Also, we have a setting enabled to increase the bid when we click on the team. So if you, for example, click on the team, it will increase the bid and show you which team is bidding on the player. Also, I will show you one more thing. If you go to public auctions and say our auction is live right now. Okay, you can see the current player on the block, and as soon as I bid, you can see it shows the people in the live auction which team is currently bidding and the current amount of the bid. So it will correctly show you all the details as you go on. So let's sell the player again, and you can see the animation for the sold. And we are going to add multiple sold animations. You don't have to worry about it. So let's unsell this player. Also, we have a thing called big picture mode. So once you enter big picture mode, press F. This will enter a full screen mode. Like the main focus will be this. You won't see unnecessary things like URLs or anything. Also, you can see the teams are now shown here. Like you can now click on the team names below. Like as you add multiple teams, it will keep on filling this space we have. Also, you can see there are multiple shortcuts for big picture mode. Like if you press button 2, it will show you a team summary page. It will show you team details, how many players are purchased by a team, and all other things. And as you can see, even the max bid amount is shown, the remaining budget and everything. And if you press the 3 key, it will show you different options like to pause the auction, start or unstart the unsold round. Like we have unsold players, so you can start but I recommend only to start this round once your auction is finished. Like, and once you complete all the once you sell or unsell all the players and it shows auction is completed, then start this unsold round. And you can also reset the auction. I told you you can like test the auction as many times as you want, and click on the reset auction button, and it will reset all the auction details. Okay, this is again, let's sell the player. Okay, we sold this player, and you can see the animation for it. Okay, I think now, yeah, now it shows auction is completed, but we still have some players in our unsold round. And you can see once you press the 3 key on the keyboard, you can always go to shortcuts, and it will show you all the shortcut keys. And once you click on start unsold round, and you can see the auction has started now again, and the player will be filled with unsold players. Now the next thing I'm going to show you was our OBS mode, which is OBS overlay. As you can see in the browser right now, it shows you the current player on the block. Of course, this will be filled with the player image. Right now we don't have a player image as I filled them Also, sometimes what happens is that users upload images and they are shown as tilted or anything. So I had a small button for you. You can click and always click it, and it will rotate the player, and you can show them the image correctly. So let's bid some amount on the unsold player. Let's bid. Okay. Okay, the current bid amount has reached 5,000, and you can see it will show you the current bidder, the team logo, the purse meaning of the team. Let's say I click on strikers, and you can see purse meaning. It will show you all the correct details, and I will show you the sell animation for our OBS overlay as I sell this player. Okay, you can see the sold animation here. And now we have a new player which was in the unsold round, and that was random too. So let's unsell this player again, and you can see here an unsold stamp will be shown. Okay, now our auction is completed. So in case you want some another settings to be added, or if you're you are still confused with things, you can always contact us using our support mail, which you can access using this button. You can get in touch with us. You can fill an inquiry or some other sort. If you want, like if your sport is not in our system right now, you can always message us about it. There are multiple things you can request features and different things. Also, you can directly mail us at support@myauctionverse.com, and we are always here to help you. Rest if I missed something. And also, one thing I didn't show you is that once you log in with your account, there's a try demo mode. Like you don't need to register anything, buy anything. You can just start adding players, teams, and you can check the animations. I know a lot of settings are disabled here, but this feature is just to see the selling animations and other things. You can add players, but once you refresh the page, all the settings will disappear. Like I will show you quickly. Browse SCSV, let's add that custom template. We added 3 players, and let's add 1 team quickly. Okay, I have added the team, so let's start the auction quickly. Okay, you can see the 3 players. You can just use this is the manual bidding mode. Like you increase the bids manually, like you say 3,000, 4,000. You enter the bid amounts manually, or you can do, or in order you can also increase bids using the up arrow keys. Like if you press up arrow key on your keyboard, it will increase the bid amount by 1,000 and decrease it by 1,000. And if you press the forward key, it will increase the bid by that amount. Also, if you want to undo, there's a button to undo the bid. Also, you can press the back arrow on your keyboard, and it will undo the last bid. You can see it's undoing the last bid. So let's sell the player to this team, and it's sold. So you can always use this demo mode to try things. And in case you have some other thing you want to tell us, or you are always welcome to contact us using our support mail. So thanks for watching. See you soon on our website.